This is an end times ash tree, but it appears to be like most things in the Deadlands, dead. All is not lost, though. I remember that these trees have a particularly volatile life cycle. Growth, destruction, regrowth. It just needs a nudge. If we want a seed, we need it to sprout. That's impossible while it's dead, but I think we can encourage it to change if we provide it with the right catalysts. I'll try conjuring some elements. If I can manage that, you can apply them to the tree. I am still tenuously connected to this realm. I'm not even sure I'll be able to muster simple conjurations. But you and I are still relatively in phase. If all goes well, you can act as an intermediary and effect change on my behalf. Phew! That was more difficult than it should have been. Cleansing fire. That's a good new life breaking through the... That's it! The end times ash begins a new life. My body, it's gone. Again. Somehow our meddling with the end times ash affected my asynchronous state. I was fully aligned with myself again, if only for a brief moment. Puzzling. I'm afraid I don't understand the implications, but Ervank might. We should return to Mora. We could, but I'm not quite to the point of risking my entire existence on blind experimentation. I believe Ervank is still my best hope of returning to a stable state, provided we can convince Mora to help us find him.
Attempting to mask your horrendous stench by rolling around in ash and dirt? Only a mortal would believe compounding filth with filth is somehow an improvement. An apocalypse seed? How did you... I honestly thought you'd wander off and die before the new seedlings took. And you just brought this to me? Why would you do that? I made no pact with you. I don't understand. This is some sort of trick, isn't it? Are you even smart enough for tricks? Maybe you really did just bring it to me. Idiot mortal. Well, it's not like I'm just going to turn it away, but I'm not going to be in debt to a mortal. I suppose you demonstrated you aren't completely useless, and you muffled your overpowering stench. Fine, I'll help you to find Master Irving. Seek out Shirodar in the Flea Pits district of Wretched Spire. He was the last mortal to see the Master.
Wretched Spire? I'll meet you there. Wait, please. Just listen.
Gilfrick sent you to haunt me, didn't he? Dubious hench ghost, this one is not fooled! Ah! Mercy! This one does not wish to become Gilfrex's ghost slave as well.
Just stop for one moment and let me explain.
Call off your attack, Ghost. Shirodar knows when he is caught, but have mercy. No matter the size of this one's death, Gilfrex gets nothing if Shirodar dies. You... don't? That one, the Ghost, she said the same. But Gilfrex has his tricks. His thugs hunt this one like an animal. Shirodar does not know you, so he thought you among them. If you are not with Gilfrex, what do you want with this one? Mora, the Daedra who is most rude. To hear it from her, this one's fragrance would befoul all the corners of Oblivion. Never has Shirodar been so insulted. Sorry, Shirodar is too busy fleeing for his life to be of much help. Oh, if you were to get Gilfrex off Shirodar's tail, that would make you much more agreeable in this one's book. Shirodar is greatly in debt, but what Gilfrex asks for is beyond what this one can deliver. Perhaps you can remedy this. Gilfrex rules the Flea Pit district, feeding on desperation and despair. Shirodar suspects he is not so important for a Daedra, but among the dregs of Wretched Spire, he is a king. This one should not linger in the Flea Pits. He will hide outside. He is under the impression that this one can retrieve some foul Daedric trinket from a most dangerous place. This one is much more skilled at fleeing and cowering. Unfortunately, Gilfrex will likely kill Shirodar for refusing.
Let's find this Gilfrex and be done with it.
I just need more time.
Time. I have time. You do not. One day, filth. You're not one of my debtors. Yet. But everyone in Wretched Spire needs something, and I provide. So what can I do for you, poor mortal? Right to the chase. I hate that. I like to watch the needy squirm. Shiradar, for example. Big squirmer. You, not so much, I suppose. Is that why the cat sent you? As muscle? Raw deal. You'll never collect. Either way, I'm getting what I'm owed. The cat promised he could get me a little item called the Slave Choker from False Martyr's Folly, but it was all talk. If I don't have that collar by the time I find the cat, I'll make one out of his tail. Understand? It's not getting me any closer to the Slave Choker, that's for sure. Fine. I've wrung enough fear out of the cat these last few days to have my fill. It's overpowering the more subtle miseries I savor. His debt is cleared. Now go.
Just stay put. My friend is never going to catch up if you keep running off.
But that is how Gilfrex catches up to this one too!
I told you, they've already paid off your debt.
It's you. The ghost says everything is alright. Gilfrex no longer wants my tail, or any other part of me. Is it true? Gilfrex forgave it? Gilfrex never forgives anything. Or perhaps Master Erwin was right. This one's fortunes can change for the better. Perhaps next time it will even be Shirodar who changes them. Well, you see, this one does not know the Master's ever-shifting path, so he cannot say for sure. But he does know that Master Erwin planned to visit a new disciple. Or disciple-to-be, rather. Hykso, a skeptic of the Master's ways. This one will mark the place on your map. He is certain you will find the Stubborn One and Master Erwin there. Unless Erwin has already convinced Hykso and they have both moved on. No. Shirodar is sure you are meant to cross paths.
See, Brosizia's shifting again.
The mountains, they keep me calm.
ESO, was it? No need for any hostility. Well, that makes the risk of bodily harm moot. ESO does not seem the talkative type. Careful. If you anger him, there's not much I can do to help you like this. I think I'm responding to the changes you're creating here. It's a miracle we've maintained a connection this long. I take it as a good sign that my synchrosthesia is coming closer to alignment, even if it's unstable.
What maggot? Master of lies. Irving says even stone softens when needed. Nonsense. Things made strong are strong. Things made weak are weak. Prove the strength of his words. Otherwise, Irving is nothing to me. And so are you. Show me the strong stone that becomes soft, the hard stone that becomes brittle, the weak stone that becomes strong. Show me that you and Irving are worth hearing. Then I might answer you. You aren't, unless there is truth in Irving's words. If there is proof to be found, you will find it near the Dremora outpost to the west. Now go. Die to the strong, maggots.
Over here. Did you find the stones? ESO should be along. It'd be hard to miss... Oh, well, he's arrived.
Maggot, you return. It It is as Irving said. Strong becomes weak. Weak becomes strong. Change is inevitable. These stones prove the strength of his words. I did not understand him. Now, I do. Irving awaits you to the south. Grow, maggot, into something strong.
I'm really glad your mood improved before this happened. Hello? Who's speaking? Wait. Master Irving? Is that you? Not what I expected, but then nothing about this journey has been thus far. The Banekin's, Master Irving's voice comes through clearly, but I don't understand. He's telling me he can't correct my alignment with this realm. I don't know. I'm stretched so thin. Just holding on to some semblance of reality all this time has been exhausting. I don't think I can go on fighting like this much longer. If a master of the 11th Force can't fix this, what hope do I have? I can barely think straight anymore. If you have any brilliant ideas, I'm open to suggestions. Yes, you're right. I'm a Psijic. I know myself better than anyone. If anyone is going to pull myself together, it should be me. I am the master of myself. It's too much. I can't keep fighting it. I have to let go. I feel it. Pulling. Pushing. But I can flow with it. I can align with it. At last. I'm whole again. I can't begin to describe how unpleasant it is to be strewn across the cosmos. I think my sense of touch was underwater half the time. And my teeth feel like I've been sleeping with my mouth open. Yes, I understand how to keep this realm's chaos from pulling me apart now. I'll be fine, thanks to your efforts as my proxy. If I had to be out of phase with reality, I'm glad you were there to help me. Please, accept this with all my gratitude. Well, of course, it's not so easy to let go of control when your entire existence is in jeopardy. Then I think you have a great deal to learn about the mortal condition. I can share the finer details later.
And so, students of change, you have learned the most important lesson. I hope you continue to follow its course. Learn its ways, and come back to teach me something new. My words fall on deaf ears, but my thoughts find an open mind. I cannot send them far and wide, but when I am close to one who desires understanding, I will be heard.
mortals, face me! Prepare to be unmade!
I've heard the Dagonists have been largely driven from the city.
Frey considers this development. The cult's votives no longer affect the mortals of Fargrave, then.
Yes, a relief to be sure.
Frey ponders this with regret. The mortals were more interesting when the cult toyed with their emotions.
Master, show Lyrinth the twisted rod. It's important, I'm sure of it.
I assumed we'd find answers here in Fargrave. Some way to salvage the opportunity denied me at Forge Grief. But no. Even Madam Wims seems at a loss as to the location of Deadlight. Let me see. It contains a dormant enchantment of some sort. It feels unpleasant. And the magic, it smells like your Daedrat. I will keep the rod and study it as time permits. Unfortunately, I do not think it is related to Sister Seldina. I hoped Madam Wim would have... I'm not sure yet, but the answer will become clear soon enough. I should not have gotten angry, little mortal. You have helped me a great deal, and you certainly helped Fargrave and Nirn by destroying the Riven Cataclysm. Take this as a recompense. The secrets I seek rest with Sister Seldina. She still has the means to create more cataclysms, so the danger to Fargrave and Nirn remains. We must ascertain the location of Deadlight, and this hidden stronghold the Bladebearers heard mentioned. Everything I know about Deadlight is rumor and conjecture. It is a plane that suffered some great cataclysm in the ancient past, a realm forgotten and lost to time. I had hoped that Madam Wim would know more, but she claims the place is a mystery. Interesting. The Bladebearer clan's scouts are indeed competent. Perhaps they can find the trail where we have thus far turned up nothing. Very well. Find Rinkias and see what he has learned. Meanwhile, I have my own research to conduct. I asked Rinkias to meet us here in Fargrave. You should find him in the Plaza of Portals. See if his scouts learned anything useful, or if he requires your assistance. In the meantime, I have investigations of my own to attend to. Much of what I study is beyond the limits of your mortal comprehension, but I suppose you have earned some insight into my grand purpose. I plan to study the twisted rod you gave me. I also want to ask the Anchorite about the events at Fort Grief. Did you not see that coming? I'm surprised they remained allies for as long as they did. Valkanaz Nokvraz obviously hated providing support to a mortal, and Sister Seldina clearly despised having Daedric oversight. Certainly not. Nokvraz was attempting to figure out how to build his own cataclysm, you do recall. But we should strike at the waking flame while it is in disarray. Find their hidden stronghold, learn what I require, and then do what you must. Both Rinkias and the Anchorite mentioned how she disrupted the Cataclyst's power, giving you the opportunity to defeat the Incarnate and destroy the machine. She claims not to know how she accomplished that. Perhaps I can help her understand. I only want to hear her story. Ask her questions. She has indicated that when she tries to access her forgotten memories, the mask causes some amount of discomfort. But I will not personally inflict any harm upon her. Do you not trust me, mortal? Any tool can find a purpose in the correct hand. I sense dormant magic within the rod. And something about the energy reminds me of your Daedrat. He does he? Interesting. We have seen that the Daedrat's senses are highly attuned. Perhaps there is more to the rod than I originally suspected. I will study it and see what I can learn.
Sorry, I was just thinking. Ever since we returned from Fort Grief, I've been having strange visions. More forgotten memories bubbling to the surface. At least, I hope that's what it is. Some mortals who linger in Fargrave for too long go insane. Twice now, something triggered a return of memory. First when the Collector examined my mask, and then when I disrupted the Cataclysm. But I just see fragments, nothing clear or precise. Funny, but I think the amulet has something to do with it. Yes. Whatever I did to the Cataclysm, and it was me, I'm certain of that, even if I don't understand how. It also charged the amulet. Like what happens to a Lucent when you place it in a Dynamis font, except this energy draws out my memories. As I said, fragments, glimpses of clarity in a haze of forgotten moments. I feel loneliness. I see a dark, enclosed space, a flash of blinding light. Nothing very useful or definitive, I'm afraid. Maybe Lyrinth can help me make sense of it.
You again? You seem to be making a habit of this. Should I be flattered, or just assume that you're the one killing my associates? I joke. Even if you were the one killing those who work for me, I'd still be flattered. Telofasa is dead? Again? Ugh, Zafa. It's been less than a century since the last time she died. With a short span like that, it will be hard to hire her again. You said you found her in the False Martyr's Folly? Predictable. She always makes things harder for herself. Still, she managed to find it. Perhaps she does display some aptitude. I may hire her again when she reforms. Mortal, take this as payment for your efforts, and go with Madame Weem's gratitude. You're the most reliable mortal I've ever worked with outside of official capacities. Would you like to take on a contract with me? It'll be the culmination to all you've done so far. I suppose it's time to tell you that the plainstones you collected are not some baubles valuable only for their rarity. When brought together in a particular location, they open the portal to a secret lair where Uxark hid her treasure. A legendary civilized warrior, her crew took the location of their greatest treasure to oblivion. But one of their number just returned. Skoadal is in Wretched Spire. Get the portal's location from him, retrieve the treasure, and I'll reward you. I don't have time for dollars. Get the location of the portal from Skoadal and retrieve Uxark's hidden treasure. No one knows. Daedra have sought it for centuries. But with the treasure hidden away and Uxark's whole clan sent to float formlessly between the stars, there wasn't anyone who could talk about it. How like a mortal to ask a question like that? The treasure itself is an enigma. It only retains its value when the contents are unknown. Once it's opened, the items inside become worthless. Why wouldn't we want to possess such a powerful mystery? The opportunity to recover Uxark's treasure presented itself. Skoadal is back from oblivion, and it won't be long before the rest of Uxark's clan returns too. This is the moment. Uxark made many treasure hoards. She conquered the armies of Shealfos a Bloodletter and lived after fighting Molag Bal. Uxark slew Koth 20 times with his own war axe, and collected a treasury larger than any other from the ashes of Arm's Reach. Blood and coins, no. The Arm's Reach treasure has been greatly catalogued. Uxark only hinted at this one on her deathbed. She said there was a plane within a plane where she hid the most resplendent treasure known to immortality. I am not obligated to tell you that. Consider my place of work and extrapolate the answer from those lines of thought. Discretion is a staple of Madame Wim's business. I will not give away the sources or avenues of my information that quickly.